When is the right time to buy a house? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're hoping to address the topic of timing, and it's so difficult to time when you want to buy a house. That's a common question these days. In our market here in Southern Alberta, we have seen inventory levels low. Interest rates have gone up a lot, as you know, across Canada, they've gone up a lot. However, in a lot of markets, inventory still remains low, especially here in our Southern Alberta area. So the question often comes up, is this the best time to buy a house? My answer to that is this is a very good time to buy a house. I don't discourage people from buying a house. Of course, because I'm a mortgage broker, of course, people always say, you're a mortgage broker, you encourage people, when is the mortgage broker ever going to say this is a bad time to buy a house, right? But in all honesty, I think if we wait and if we delay it and say, let's wait till rates come down, I do believe that there's a lot of potential buyers that are kind of backed up, and it's all that energy in the market that as soon as rates come down in any meaningful way, then we'll have a lot of potential buyers in the market. So if there is more inventory at that time or not, we will see house prices go up. And so my answer, has been the whole time, right now is the best time to buy a house. Right now is the best, time to get into that. Of course, in your situation, it might not be the perfect timing. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying market-wise, I think right now is the best time to buy a house, because I do believe they will go up. Rates come down, what will that do? So if the rising rates have not pressured the value and the cost of home ownership in your area, some areas across Canada, I'm not speaking for every area, but some have, the house prices have really been pressured downward if the market had inflated too high. But in our Southern Alberta area, we're not seeing that. We're seeing prices have remained steady and even gone up a little bit in most areas. Because of that, when rates do come down, all of those potential buyers that are kind of on the fence now, I do believe that we will see prices go up. And because of that, I believe now is the best time. Maybe 5 years ago would have been a better time to buy a house. 10 years ago would have been the best time, right? But right now is your next best time, and not necessarily in a rush, in a panic, but meaningful, thoughtful ways of investigating the housing market right now, I do believe is a very, very healthy, meaningful thing. So let's say you're ready and you want to pursue the market, you want to pursue home ownership, and what are some things? And the very common things, there's 3 things that we absolutely need. They're non-negotiables. We have to have them to get a mortgage. Number 1 is income. So we can't get a mortgage approval if there's no income. There's different ways that we prove income, but income has to, in most cases, always be income that we can see in history. So a 2-year average, what has your 2-year average done? Or if you have some sort of guarantee from an employer of what income will be. So we can't really say, hey, I just started a business, this is the best business in town, and we're gonna make a lot of money. That's not provable income. Provable income has to be either from an employer guaranteeing you a certain amount of income or 2-year history. And so income is absolutely key. We have to have income. It's a non-negotiable. Down payment, have to have a down payment. In Canada here, we are 5% minimum if it's a home that you will live in personally. So 5% minimum. If you've previously owned a home, it's not, the 5% is not a first-time home buyer thing. It is if you're gonna live in the home, it's 5%. So 5% down payment, non-negotiable. The third thing is your credit score. And so a lot of times people will refer to, do you have enough credit to buy a house? And in reality, the credit just says yes or no. So I look at a credit score like this. If your credit score is 680 or over, 650 or over, then often we can say, yeah, you have enough credit to buy a house. From there, your down payment and income will decide, if you will, for how high you can qualify. And so in those ways, those are the 3 metrics we have to have. So like I said, the market-wise, I do believe now is a good time to buy a house. Unfortunately, rates have gone up so much, a lot of people can't qualify for the home that they would like or the home that they need for their family. And a few options that I give people on how to work around this is with a program called Purchase Plus Improvements. So you see a home, and due to, maybe it's a dated home, has old flooring, old cabinets or old windows, and you realize that, you know, there's a few ways to add value to a home. By upgrading, by putting some improvements in there, you can really add value. You can get a purchase plus improvements mortgage, 5% down payment because you plan to live there. It doesn't have to be like your mortgage is 25 years, but you don't have to live there 25 years. You could sell the house in 4 years. You could sell the house in 3 years, 5 years, depends on what works for your family. And as a result of doing that purchase plus improvements, you've put yourself in a better position to buy the house that you really need for your family. Now you have a higher down payment because you added value to a property. Someone came along and that was the home that was right for them. And as a result, you now have a higher down payment. You now have equity that you can put towards the next property. Sometimes I think people make the mistake thinking that, you know, my amortization, my mortgage is for 25 years. So in those 25 years, I'm stuck. Like I can't do anything. That's not true. You know, we're not stuck. You can sell the property. You can use, you can go say, hey, we might sell in 3 years, go into a 3-year fixed or do something shorter term if there's a potential to sell. And you can put yourself in good position to be able to buy a house down the road, the home that you really want, right? And so lots of people use home ownership to build wealth. Doesn't have to be a long-term thing, but you take charge of your finances, of your dream, and make it happen.